Yeah. Beedly-doo, Mike's Music Method. Another Coulter Wall song. Then I think I'm going to take a break. Kind of went on a little Coulter trip here together. This is the third one. And then I need to go, I'm doing some towns. I got some Doc Watson that I'm bringing out as well. Been working hard on it. But we've got Coulter Wall, Saskatchewan, 1881. Another very cool fingerpick song. Man, he borrowed a lot from Townes Van Zandt in this song, at least in my opinion. He's stealing some Townes tricks, doing it in a very clever and awesome way. This is not a beginner piece, so always check out the Travis Picking series up here. I know I don't look like I'm about to play a cool country folk song because I'm sitting like a square, but we'll talk about sitting like a square later on for your health, for your physical health. But Coulter Wall, let's do it nice and slow. You got tabs up on the screen. It's gonna be an excellent video. You're gonna learn the song. There's some stretches in there, so we're gonna ease into it, relax. But man, do not skip this one. Really, really cool kind of blues moments in it. And well, you know why you're here. You probably already heard this song. And it's a great song. You guys are gonna love it, and you're gonna learn some cool picking stuff. Coulter will keep you on your toes with this one. There's some moments, not super hard. I know you can do it, but there are some moments, especially that stretch is probably gonna annoy a few of you on that F chord. If you already have trouble with the F chord, with the thumb over it, it's gonna bug you. But let's do the song. Diving right in, learn it together. You guys are great. You look so beautiful today. I'm happy to have you here, and happy to be going through this song together with you. Let's do it. Quick note, if you are new to this channel, I always post me covering the song in a video beforehand. Not always, but usually. So there is a full video of its own of me covering the song. That way you know I'm not just some random guy on the internet. I mean, I am a random guy on the internet, but you can watch the cover and go, hey, look, this guy can actually play guitar and the tab is accurate. And that's what I'm trying to do here at Mike's Music Method is I use my ear. I've spent stupid amounts of hours as a teenager and my entire life pause on the CD player to get these tabs as accurate to the original as possible. So I'm not trying to give you some random version of mine. I'm trying to give you note for note as close to Coulter Wall's version as one can possibly get it. So if you found this channel, I'm happy you did. And if you know me, well then you already know this. So skip ahead and let's do the song. All right. Measure 1, a very simple walk, 3rd fret, 6th string, to open on the 5th, then the 2nd fret on the 5th. 3, open, 2, and we're just walking into a C chord here. First half of the measure is pretty easy, a C chord with our pinky down on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. And the first half is easy. We got pinch, 5 and 1, then immediately, and I'm doing thumb and middle there, and then immediately I'm hitting the 2nd string with my pointer finger. My thumb's on the 4th string, and then immediately back to the 1st string. So pinch, thumb, and middle, index, thumb on the 4th, and then middle again on the 1st string. Make sure you got that, because the second part of this measure is very difficult. Hardest measure in the song, then I promise it'll get easier. This hard measure does happen again and again, so go slow, make sure you get it, because it's gonna come back to haunt you many more times in the song. One thing that's helpful too, I'm doing standard tuning. Coulter is tuned down tuned down a whole step, and he has capo on the 2nd fret. So he's actually, that is standard tuning, but it's lower, so you get that noodly sound. I recommend doing that. I'm not gonna do it now because it messes up my guitar, but the reason you wanna do that is because it's gonna be easier to stretch here. We have a very difficult stretch coming up, and the higher you're capoed on the guitar, the easier that stretch is going to be to make. The easier the stretch will be. So you can tune down a whole step, capo 2. If you don't care about being in the same key, don't even tune down, just capo it, obviously after you're done learning it, because it'll sound terrible if you don't. But the stretch is gonna be easier the higher you capo. And if you're gonna sing it, you're probably gonna wanna capo it different than Coulter because he has a pretty low voice. So here we go with this difficult part. It's the second half of measure 2 here. We're gonna go very slow. I move my ring finger up to the 6th string, 3rd fret. And then I have to stretch my pinky to the 4th fret. So I'm doing 6 and then the 2nd string, the B string, but my pinky's on the 4th fret there. And then I'm gonna slide it down to 3, so it looks like that. But to make it even harder, right when that happens, it's that compound movement again. We've seen it on hammer-on and pull-offs in different songs. This is the first one where it's been a slide. So right when I slide, I'm gonna hit my thumb on the 4th string. And remember, I'm all still holding down a C chord here. And then immediately after I do that compound movement of slide and hit at the same time, then I'm gonna lift my pinky and hit the B string again, the 2nd string. And that's it. I know that when you slide and hit it, that's very dissonant, but it's immediately resolved. So when you're playing at speed with the song, that dissonance is lost quickly and it doesn't sound weird. Just know when you practice it slow, it's gonna sound ugly there for a minute. So we got 6, 2, slide the 2 right when you hit the 4, then lift that pinky, hit 2 again. And you can use all your pointer or middle, doesn't really matter too much what the right hand's doing. So that whole measure together, we'll go from the top actually. And that's it. So rewind the video. I won't play it a million more times, but you should play it a million more times. I say this all the time, but I'll say it a million more times. Zoom in, get your microscope. It's your best tool. And zoom in on that second half of the measure. Maybe you zoom in even more where it's just a 2-note sequence. And you play it again and again and again. Even if your mind gets it, your muscle, you need the muscle memory. You need your muscles to understand it. And even though your brain gets it, your fingers, your dumb fingers, you're clumsy. They're not clumsy. You have blessed fingers. But they need time, so give them time. No one gets it on the 50th time. Most people don't get it on the 150th time. You're just going to have to go slow and play it over and over again. And if you still don't get it, then yell at me at the comments. Be like, Mike, you told me I'd get it, and I still haven't gotten it. And you know what? We'll set up a Zoom meeting or something, and we'll figure it out together, all right? And I mean that. So go slow, practice. But I'm not going to do the Zoom meeting with you until you've at least tried 378 times. And if you still can't get it, then email me, and I promise we'll do a Zoom meeting, and I'll help you to get it, okay? Whew. Measure 3. Let's keep going here. Get a little bit of a break. We're still on the C chord with the pinky down on the 3rd fret here. So that was 5, 1, 4, 3. And I'm doing thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. Then ring finger goes up, and I got 6, 2, 4, 3. And that was thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. Pretty basic. Rewind the video if you're lost. One slow run through here. Then straight into measure 4. We've got a pinch here right at the beginning. 5 and 1, pinky still down. Then immediately the 2nd string. Then thumb on 4 and right back to the 1st string. So 5 and 1, 2nd string, 4th, 1st. And then our other half of the measure, that ring finger goes up, and it's 6, 2, 4, 3. Thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. So that whole measure one more time. 3, 4. Yeah, so nice. Quick review, so you don't get lost. 1 through 4, really slow. 3, 4. Go slow, you'll get it. Measure 5, still on a C chord. We lift our pinky though, and we have 5, 1, 4, and then that pinky goes down on the 3rd fret of the D string, the 4th string. So it's the C7 chord, right? You should know that chord. C chord with that pinky down, 3rd fret, 3rd string. And so we have 5, 1, 4, 3, and the pinky's down, 3rd fret on that string. 5, 1, 4, 3. Then it is 5, 2, 4, 3. But then he lifts it, sorry. 5, 2, 4, 3. And you always want to make sure you're adding that note the last minute. At the beginning, it doesn't matter too much, but still you should get in the habit of it. So 5, 1, 4. Put the pinky down when you hit 3. And then to keep going, it's 5, 2, 4, 3. And you lift it last minute so everything is smooth and legato and connected. And that open, we're going to hammer into it. So you want to make sure that last note's ringing because we're going to hammer in when we go to the next chord, which is an F chord. Hello. Now I will speak to you in NPR voice and ask you for money. Hello, welcome to NPR with Mike Malaro.
I was just going to notify you all that it would be wonderful if you could understand the value for value model, which is, since I'm bringing great value to many of you out there in terms of guitar ability and education, it would be lovely if you could provide value back to my life. That's the value for value model. What are these music lessons worth to you? Maybe it's taking the place of $150 a month of private guitar lessons, which you can then contribute that amount of money to Mike Malaro at his PayPal or Patreon page. So please consider the value of these lessons. And remember, it's also like a charitable contribution. For every dollar you give to Mike, you're buying Mike minutes to make more videos. And these videos go to educate people who don't have the means and aren't as fortunate or lucky, as gifted as you, to have a high-paying job to get access to easy private guitar lessons and knowledge. So by giving Mike money, Mike is giving back to... I can't do this voice any longer. I think you guys understand. It takes me time to make these videos. I'd love to make more of them. And the more videos I make, the more people are getting educated for free. It is my absolute promise to you guys that I will... Not that I'm saying It is my promise to you guys that I will never have stuff behind a paywall. All my content will be free and accessible to anyone who has access to the internet. So just remember that. So when you're contributing, it's going out to giving a whole bunch of people a free education. I hope you guys understand the importance of that and how cool that is. And please contribute, because I can't keep making videos and more videos if I can't pay the bills and put the lights on and all that stuff. Of course, I teach private lessons. If you're looking for private lessons, hit me up, we can do that. But I'd like to make more of these videos because they go so much further than the one-on-one thing. I can reach so many more people. So please consider, you know what I'm saying. It's the value for value model. I'll shut up. Let's keep going with Coulter. Measure 6, we hit that open from the previous measure, and we're gonna hammer and do a compound movement here. So you're hammering open to 2 on the 3rd string, but I'm placing down an F chord. If you don't know how to do this F chord with a thumb over the top, watch this video up here, that damned F chord. Our bar chord's overrated, whatever the video is called, because I don't want to give a whole long thing, but this is how we play it in short. If you're confused, again, watch that video. We have nothing on the 1st string, then 1st fret on the B, 2nd fret on the G, 4th fret on the D, thumbs over the top, hitting just the 6th string there. So we're not playing the 5th either. We're skipping it because we're picking over it. So we have that open, and we're gonna hammer open to 2, but at the same time, I'm gonna put down the whole chord and also hit that 6th string at the same time. So that just sounds a hammer, but I'm doing all my fingers into the F chord, and right when I hit them all down, I'm also hitting the 6th string with my thumb. So get used to that, go slow. I know it's awkward, but I promise that's what's going on. Townes does it, so many guys do that trick. So spend time on it. It will happen again and again in these folk country tunes. So we're hammering on, and then we're immediately hitting the 2nd string. Then thumb on 4th, and then immediately the 2nd string again. It's the first half of the measure, and then we follow through with just 6, 4, then the 3rd string is open, so I'm lifting that middle to get it open, that whole measure. Then we go right into the next measure, measure 7, by a hammer on again, but this time we put our pinky down when we go to the 2nd string, so my pinky's on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Then the 4th string, and then back to the 2nd, but now we lift the pinky. So that hammer into the measure, pinky, and then back up. 6th string, 2nd string with the pinky, 4th string, then back to the 2nd string, but we lift it, and then the measure ends the same as the previous measure, just 6, 4, and is open on the 3rd string. Right, we gotta lift that finger, 6, 4, open, and one more time. Let's go right into the next measure. Compound movement, we hammer on that, right hammer on the 3rd string, thumb hits the 6th string. Now the pinky's down again here on the 2nd string, thumb on 4th, then we lift the pinky and hit the 2nd string again. So you're kind of recognizing this pattern. If you're getting lost, just back up the video. I never know what to do. I don't want to be too redundant for people who get it quickly, or I don't want to be redundant for, yes, people who get it quickly,
But for you who are more beginner players, I don't want to lose you, but that's what the rewind button is for, right? You can watch me do that 100 million times, and please do that, right? I'm not expecting you to watch this in real time. Play, pause, go back 5 seconds with the arrow or the J key on a keyboard. And please use a laptop or a desktop. Don't use your phone. Don't try to learn on your phone. It's going to be so much easier if you're seated properly at a computer. But whatever. I'll stop saying that. Just know you should be doing that. Okay. We'll keep going here. We're on measure 8. Now here, the ending of 8 is tricky because we have to go back to that stretch. And I'm pinching 6 and 2, but my pinky's down on the 4th fret there. And we're immediately bringing it to 3. So I'm pinching 6 and 2. I'm playing 2 again on the 3rd fret. 4, 3 is the melody. And then he lifts the chord up here, hits open, open, thumb, thumb, or sorry, thumb, pointer, which is 4th string, 3rd string. So that last measure with the hammer on. I know that sounds weird, but he's definitely doing that. He's lifting up to give his hand a break and to get to the next chord. I promise you guys have already made it through the hard parts. Let's run through those first 8 measures, make sure you got it. Go as slow and as many times as you have to, and I'll stop saying that. But I won't because it's so important. 3, 4 from the walk. Whoops, I forgot to lift it. Pretty good. I know you guys can do it. If that was still too fast, the little settings button, 0.75. Keep looping it until you feel good about that. I'd rather, and you should rather, be happier to get those first 8 measures really good than to keep going with the song. Pause the video, learn it, and then move on. Measure 9 is back to a normal C chord. We can relax for a minute. Not really though, because there's a bit of a walk, but it's not that hard. So C chord, 5, 2, 4, 3. Then I'm getting rid of my ring finger, moving my middle to the 2nd fret of the A string, and I'm doing 5, 2. Still have the 1st fret down there. Again, sounds a little dissonant, but it's a quick little walk. And then we lift everything up, and it's open on the A string, and then the 3rd again. So that whole measure. Let's go right into 10 here, or 10. We go to a G chord, and you gotta make sure you're using these fingers because he turns it into a G7. So ring finger on 3, pinky on 3. And we have 6, 1, 4, 1. But when I do 1 there, it goes from the 3rd fret to the 1st. 6, 1, 4, 1. And then the second half of the measure is everything's open except this 3rd fret here. We just have 6, 2, 4, 3. And I'm doing thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. Measure 11, very similar. 6, 1 with the 3rd fret there. 6, 1, 4, 3 here. He doesn't go back to the high melody note. 6, 1, 4, 3. Then I'm gonna pinch 6 and 1 in the G7 shape. So I move my 1st finger there. Then my pinky's gotta be on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. This is a little Townes Van Zandt trick. I'm pretty positive. Well, we know that Coulter likes Townes Van Zandt. He's covered several of his songs, but I bet he learned to pick from him. I'm sure he studied Townes quite a bit because he's stealing his tricks here. Yeah, so we got that. 6, 1, 4, 3. Then he pinches 6 and 1 with the G7 shape, right, that F down there. And then the pinky's on the D, the 3rd fret of the B string. So pinch 6 and 1, immediately hit the 2nd string. And then he hammers quickly the 4th string open to 2. And then he hits the 2nd string, 1st fret. So he goes from that G shape, and then I'm hammering both of them at the same time. So it's like a C chord without the ring finger, right? I'm hammering both of these, even though you're only hearing that 4th string, because I'm getting ready for that immediate hit of the 1st fret on the 2nd string. Think you got it? So let's go from 9 slowly. We're getting it. Measure 12, 2 more, and you got the intro down. And that's the bulk of the song. The meat and the potatoes. Just the meat. I only like the meat. It's the meat of the song. All right, we got a C chord again here in 12. Very straightforward. 5th string, then I'm pinching 4 and 2, and then immediately hitting the 3rd string. So I'm doing thumb, thumb and middle, then index immediately on the 3rd string. Then we got to add some fingers. This one goes up to the 3rd fret, and the pinky goes down. And that was 6, 1, 4, 3. Thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. Then right into measure 13. We have 5, 2. So A string, B string. Still just a normal C chord. And then we can move to, I don't know, like a G, but I'm just putting that 3rd finger down. That was 6, 3. And then we do 5, 3, both open. So 6, 3, 5, 3. Then I put my 2nd finger down, my middle finger down on the 2nd fret, rather. And that's 5, 3 again. All the 3rd strings, 6, 5, 5. Got that walk 3, open 2. So we have the C chord at the beginning of the measure. Then we move it. Nice little walk. And guess what, guys? You did it. That is that cool intro. The verse is very similar. It's simplified. There's a little rhythmic difference on a couple measures, but it's just a simplified intro. Same chord pattern, similar little tricks, except easier. So hug yourself already. Congratulate yourself. Praise the Lord that your brain works, that your fingers work, and that you have this lovely instrument called the guitar. And smile and be grateful and go tell someone you love them. And then we'll keep going with the song. But pause the video and do that first. Let's start the verse, and then we'll actually put the vocals together as we go for you singers, so you kind of know where everything is placed within all of this. Let's just start on 14, though. It's going to be easy. C chord, and it repeats the pattern 3 times. You got 3 measures in a row that are the same. Something like that. Again, it's hard to hear. I'm going off a live version as well because there's a lot of instrumentation. His voice is so loud in the mix that it's pretty darn hard to hear exactly what the guitar playing is doing. So if you want to mix up the pattern, by all means, please do so. It's not exact, but close enough. We have, so just on a C chord, 5, 4, 3, 5, 2, 4, 3. And I'm doing thumb, thumb, pointer, thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. That's it. And then he repeats that 3 times. Mr. Toronto man, getting down from my door. I don't know the words to this song. With these Coulter songs, I thank you guys for introducing me to them. I don't know that much Coulter wall, so because I got so many requests, I've been transcribing them, but they're not up here. It's not like I listen to them all the time. So I apologize when I'm putting in the words and they're not there, but I do like them. So I will be listening to more Coulter. Thanks to all of you for requesting them so often and forcing me to listen to them, because I can be very stubborn when it comes to listening to different artists sometimes, because I get stuck in my ways. We were on 17 here, where it's that C7 idea that we saw in the intro. 5, 2, 4, 3 has the pinky down. 5, 2, 4, 3, 5, 2, 4, and then 3 is open, and we're going to see that same thing where we hammer into the F. But that was that ending, go away from my door. So from the top of the verse, Mr. Toronto man, go away from my door. Then we go into the Fs. Let's talk about them before we sing it. Pretty similar idea that we saw before in 18. That compound movement, hammer onto 2, pick 6. Hammer onto the 3rd string on the 2nd fret, and then picking 6. Immediately to the 2nd string after that. Then 4, 3, so it's a little different. Hammer, 2, 4, 3. It goes to 3 instead of 2. That's different than the intro. And then he just ends 6, 4, 3. So that whole thing. And then we have 19. We put our pinky down and pinch, right? That big stretch, 4th fret pinch, 6 and 2. Then immediately play the third fret on 2 again. So I'm doing 4, 3, both with the pinky. I don't think he's sliding it there. I'm hearing it pick twice. If it's easier to slide it, go for it. Then thumb on 4, and then lift the pinky. Play the 2nd fret. And then the measure ends 6, 3, 4, 3. Just back and forth. Thumb, middle, thumb, middle. And then we repeat that measure, I think, except it's a little different. 17, 18, 19, 20. That's all the same. The ending's slightly different. 6, 3, 4. We have open at the end. That's the only difference. He lifts his hand up to get to the next chord. 21, back to a C. We've seen this before, and we've seen the walk after it. I'll play it really slow, but you know how to play it. 5, pinch 4 and 2, 3rd string, and then 6, 1, 4, 3. So we've seen that measure before. And this cool little walk again. Well, that actually might be new. That's different. So we've got a C chord, 5, 2, 4, 3, and then we move to the B string, 5, 3. Let me lift that open, 5, 3. Guys, we're getting through this verse. We're almost there. It's almost all at your fingertips. All right, so let's go from that hammer on in 18. You got my weed and canola seed, and you're asking me for more. So for me, that's kind of on time. It's not too tricky. You got my weed and canola seed, and you're asking me for more. Just make sure you're going slow. Mark up, print out your tab, mark it up where the words are if you have to. For more. Better fly. We haven't done this measure yet. 21, 2, 3. We did see this in the intro, so really quick, a G chord. 6, 1, 4, 1 with the 1st fret down. 6, 2, 4, 3, and that repeats again. So better fly, for I produce my 40. 4 is measure 25, which we've seen before. Now the walk's a little different, but it's just 5, 2. Then we've got 6, 3, 5, 3. 5, 3. That's the walk that was in the intro, actually. So we've seen that before. And that is the verse. And guess what? We're there. We're 99.9% through the song. I'll do slow run-throughs at the end, I promise. But that's it. He repeats that verse. So we've got intro, verse, verse. Does the intro again, right? There's a little break, instrumental break. Verse, verse. Then he goes back to the intro again. And he does one final verse where he tags, I wrote coda in the tab, where he just tags it, right? So we sang that part, well, there's all those different verses, but essentially, fly for I, produce my 44. And then he just does it again, fly for I, produce my 44. That ending's a little different. So if you go to the coda in my tab, measure 28, he just sings that part again, right? Fly for I, produce my 24, but a fly for I, produce my 44. So from 28, we've seen this before. Does it again, we've seen all this before. To a C chord, this part's a little weird. It's a weird walk. This is what he did live. I promise this is what I've heard. 5, 2. Then he does open on the 5th string. 5, 3. They're both open. So 5 on a C chord, 5, 2, 5, 3. Then he does a G, well, he keeps that finger there, but he brings, his ring finger goes up to the 6th string. 6, 2, that 2's still on the 1st fret. 6, 2, and then his middle finger goes down, so he's like on a C chord here. 4, 3. I suppose you could have had that middle finger down on the 2nd fret the whole time, so let's do that again. 5, 2, open, so lift that 3rd finger, 5, 3. Then it's 6, 2, 4, 3. Yeah, so you're on a C chord just moving that finger up. That's how I would do it. 5, 2, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4, 3. Yeah, that's it. And then the last measure here, 5, 2, and then move that finger up again, ring finger up, 6, 3. And then he plays plays a C chord, kind of arpeggiates it with the pinky down on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. You got it, guys. We will do some slow run-throughs now. Again, another good pat on the back, shake my hand. I know someone's gonna ask, thumb pick. I go on and off with these things, but now the more I play Doc Watson, for some reason, these quick little passages, it's just easier for me to alternate I-am really quickly if I have the thumb pick, and I can't explain why that's the case, but it puts my hand in a different position. Do whatever you want. Usually I'm lazy and I'm just using my thumb. I don't grow my nails out. But if I would experiment with the thumb pick, it's fun to get used to it. And it is a heck of a lot easier, I've realized, to just get a big strum sometimes. Like, I know John Hurt doesn't use a thumb pick, but it's easier to get those big old hits in there and provide emphasis without having to have like a lot of, I don't know, thumb precision, I guess. So mess around with these. A lot of great players use them. There's so many different brands. I go back and forth between just this generic one and a Bumblebee, because this you can, let me see if you guys can see. You can like adjust how far down that pick is, and then you can also move it to like adjust the angle of the pick, which is kind of cool. So it feels more like a pick. If you guys are like, you know, finger picking. Like for me, maybe because I grew up like playing metal with a pick, a lot of thrash metal, and I'll admit it, Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, Dream Theater. So for me, I can just play quicker with a pick than I can with my fingers. So that's also nice too, to be able to kind of do your finger picking and get your little leads like in between. So that's why these thumb picks are also nice. So consider them if you haven't, but don't feel like you have to, right? So many players don't use them. If this is an accessory that's just annoying and gets in the way, then forget about it. But I'll stop rambling about thumb pick intermission, and we'll do some slow run-throughs together here. All right, close up, slow run-through of the whole song. I got sweatpants on. Get over it, okay? I'm relaxed today. I'm in a relaxed mood. Don't judge me, okay? I'm not going to university classes in my pajamas, okay? I know this is even better than a university education, maybe, but I'm at home, so I can wear these sweatpants, all right? I'm not showing up at class in my pajamas. They're very distinct, different things. So learn to understand the difference between laziness and relaxation. Okay, really slow from the top. 2, 3, 4. There should be a pickup, sorry. My posture is bad, I can't reach that. Messed up the walk. Yeah, so that's our intro, and then we will go to, let's just play through the verse. So get ready. I didn't print it, but print it and we'll start from 14. So we got that nice intro, that was good. I think I missed the double open in a row on that F. I think I held down the 3rd fret and then did open as opposed to open. You know, so keep that in mind. We're all making little mistakes here until we learn it better. From the verse, 14, 3, 4. Is the whole entire song. You would just tag that at the end. Well, you get the idea. I don't need to go over it. That is the entire song, nice and slow. We did it. Congratulate yourself. If that's still too fast, slow it down to 0.75. Play it again. Make sure you get it. Make sure your posture is right, because when I was like bending over. I don't know why I didn't just move my camera. But the proper way, I've said it 100 times. You can turn off the video if you want to. But use like a footstool. Get it up on the left leg. And that way, everything's gonna be way cleaner. Your wrist is straight. It's not bent to reach the guitar. It's just so much easier, more comfortable, better for your body. You'll be able to play longer without getting stiff, less likely to injure yourself with some carpal tunnel or repetitive stress thing. And take breaks, right? Every 20, 25 minutes, get up, walk around, stretch. I should follow my own advice, but this is way better. It's easier to stretch, to get those hammer-ons open because it's, it's proper posture, ergonomically brought to you by Mike's Music Method. All right, guys, be well. Again, tell someone you love them. It's so important. Life is precious and short, and just be grateful. And do good, okay? Be good, be well, and do good. Later, guys. Bye. Beedly-doo, Mike's Music Method.